Superman fans, this is going to hit you right in the feels. Remember the iconic cast of 1987 that brought our favorite hero to life? Decades later, their lives have taken incredible twists and turns. Some embraced fame, while others stepped away from the spotlight entirely. Let's start with one unforgettable name, Jeff East. Jeff East was born on October 27, 1957, in Kansas City, Missouri, where he grew up with a passion for acting that blossomed during his high school years. By the time he was 20 years old, he found himself playing a pivotal role in one of cinema's most iconic superhero stories, Superman, 1978. Jeff portrayed teenage Clark Kent, showcasing the formative years of the future superhero as he navigated life in Smallville, struggling to reconcile his extraordinary abilities with his desire to fit in. His performance brought a sense of vulnerability and earnestness to young Clark, capturing the essence of a small-town boy grappling with the weight of his destiny. A fun fact about Jeff's role in the film is that his voice was dubbed over by Christopher Reeve, who played the adult Superman, to maintain a seamless transition between the younger and older versions of the character. Despite this, Jeff's physical performance and expressions played a vital role in establishing Clark's backstory and connecting viewers to his journey. The role offered Jeff significant visibility, although it did not lead to widespread stardom. After Superman, Jeff primarily appeared in television movies and smaller projects, with notable performances in films like Tom Sawyer, 1973, before his superhero debut. While his career may not have reached blockbuster heights, Jeff remained connected to his fans and the industry, occasionally working behind the scenes in Hollywood. Now aged 67, he is semi-retired, but continues to make appearances at conventions, sharing his experiences and reminiscing about his time as part of one of the most beloved superhero franchises. His portrayal of young Clark Kent endures as a memorable piece of cinema history, reminding fans of the humble beginnings of the Man of Steel. Number 6. Sarah Douglas. Sarah Douglas was born on December 12, 1952, in Stratford-upon-Avon, England, the birthplace of William Shakespeare, which seems fitting for someone who would later bring a dramatic edge to her acting. Growing up, Sarah showed a natural talent for performance and developed her skills in local theater productions, which prepared her for a career on screen. By the time she was cast in Superman, 1978, at the age of 25, Sarah had already gained experience in television and small film roles. In Superman, she played the fierce and ruthless Ursa, one of the 3 Kryptonian villains exiled to the Phantom Zone and later released to wreak havoc on Earth. Ursa was a character of intense loyalty to General Zod and shared his disdain for humanity, making her a compelling antagonist. Sarah's cold demeanor and commanding presence in the role made her unforgettable, perfectly balancing menace with charisma. A fun fact about Sarah is that her background in Shakespearean theater brought a regal and almost theatrical quality to her portrayal, which enhanced the otherworldly nature of the Kryptonian villains. Her performance in Superman and its sequel solidified her as a fan favorite in the sci-fi genre and introduced her to audiences worldwide. The role proved to be a turning point in Sarah's career, opening doors to similar parts in fantasy and science fiction projects, including Conan the Destroyer and the popular TV miniseries V: The Final Battle. Over the years, Sarah maintained a steady career in acting, branching out into voice work for animated shows and video games, which allowed her to explore new facets of performance. Now, at 72 years old, she remains active in the entertainment world, attending conventions and engaging with fans of her iconic roles. Sarah's legacy as Ursa continues to resonate with audiences, showcasing her talent and the powerful presence she brought to one of the most famous superhero franchises of all time. Number 5. Mark McClure. Mark McClure was born on March 31, 1957, in San Mateo, California, where he grew up with dreams of becoming an actor. With his easygoing charm and natural talent, he began landing roles in television and small films during his teenage years. At 21, he was cast as Jimmy Olsen in Superman, 1978, a role that would become one of his most memorable. As Jimmy, the bright-eyed and eager photographer for the Daily Planet, Mark brought a sense of youthful energy and light-hearted humor to the film. His portrayal of Jimmy was both endearing and relatable, giving audiences a character they could connect with in the larger-than-life world of Superman. Jimmy's loyalty to Lois Lane and his knack for getting himself into comical situations added a fun dynamic to the Daily Planet scenes, balancing the intensity of Superman's battles. A fun fact about Mark is that he was one of the few cast members to reprise his role in all 4 Superman sequels, making him a staple of the series. This consistency endeared him to fans, and his cheerful depiction of Jimmy Olsen became synonymous with the character for many viewers. The role also brought Mark recognition in Hollywood, though it somewhat typecast him in the nice guy role. After Superman, Mark continued his career with notable appearances in Back to the Future as Dave McFly, Marty's older brother, showcasing his versatility in both comedy and drama. Over the years, he built a solid resume in film and television, though none of his later roles achieved the same level of fame as Jimmy Olsen. Now 67 years old, Mark occasionally acts, but has largely stepped away from the spotlight, choosing a quieter life. He remains active in the fan community, attending conventions and sharing stories from his time on set, much to the delight of longtime fans. His portrayal of Jimmy Olsen continues to hold a special place in the hearts of Superman enthusiasts, cementing his legacy as a beloved figure in the franchise's history. Number 4. Margot Kidder. Margot Kidder was born on October 17, 1948, in Yellowknife, a remote mining town in Canada's Northwest Territories. Growing up in the rugged wilderness gave her a strong and adventurous spirit, which later translated into her fiery on-screen persona. As a child, Margot loved storytelling and often entertained her family with plays and skits. This early passion for performance led her to pursue acting after studying at multiple schools across Canada. By the time she landed the role of Lois Lane in Superman, 1978, Margot had already gained experience in both film and television, but it was this role that would define her career. At 29 years old, she brought a mix of sass, intelligence, and vulnerability to Lois Lane, making her a standout character in a movie filled with larger-than-life personalities. Lois was more than just a love interest. She was a trailblazing, independent journalist who matched Superman's courage and determination. Margot's portrayal set the standard for Lois Lane, showcasing her sharp wit and undeniable chemistry with Christopher Reeve, who played Superman. A fun fact about Margot is that she struggled to deliver her lines during the romantic flying sequence with Superman, which included the poetic "Can you read my mind" monologue. The scene took extra effort to perfect, but it became one of the most iconic moments in the film. Her work on Superman brought Margot international fame, but it also came with challenges. While the movie's success skyrocketed her to stardom, she faced typecasting and found it difficult to break away from being associated with Lois Lane. Despite this, she continued to work in film and television, appearing in notable projects like The Amityville Horror, 1979, and Heartaches, 1981. Her career had its ups and downs, but her talent always shone through. In later years, Margot became an outspoken advocate for mental health awareness after her public struggles with bipolar disorder, turning her challenges into a platform to help others. She remained beloved by fans of the Superman franchise, attending conventions and revisiting her iconic role in interviews and retrospectives. Sadly, Margot passed away in 2018 at the age of 69, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most memorable portrayals of Lois Lane. Her fearless approach to life and acting continues to inspire fans and fellow actors alike, ensuring her place in cinematic history as a strong, complex, and unforgettable character in the superhero genre. Number 3. Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman was born on January 30, 1930, in San Bernardino, California, and grew up in a modest household, moving frequently due to his father's job. As a young boy, he found solace in movies, which sparked his interest in acting. However, his path to stardom was not straightforward. After serving in the U.S. Marine Corps at 16, Gene pursued various odd jobs before studying journalism and radio production, eventually enrolling at the Pasadena Playhouse, where he met fellow aspiring actor Dustin Hoffman. Initially discouraged for being too old to start acting, Gene persisted, and his determination paid off when he landed supporting roles in television and film. By the time he was cast as Lex Luthor in Superman, 1978, Gene was already an established actor with multiple accolades, including an Academy Award for The French Connection, 1971. At 48 years old, Gene brought charisma, intelligence, and a touch of humor to his portrayal of Lex, crafting a villain who was both menacing and oddly likable. Lex Luthor in Superman was a criminal mastermind with a flair for theatrics, and Gene's performance made the character unforgettable. His Luthor was not just evil, but also witty and charming, adding depth to the role. A fun fact about Gene is that he refused to shave his head for the role, so the production team used a series of wigs and creative styling to give the illusion of baldness, which became a signature part of his character. Throughout the movie, Gene's interactions with his bumbling henchman Otis, played by Ned Beatty, provided comedic relief, while his schemes to outwit Superman highlighted his cunning nature. The balance of humor and menace made Lex Luthor a standout villain in superhero cinema and showcased Gene's versatility as an actor. The success of Superman introduced Gene to a new generation of fans and expanded his already illustrious career. Despite his critical acclaim before the movie, his role as Luthor added a pop culture dimension to his legacy. After Superman, Gene continued to deliver stellar performances in films like Hoosiers, 1986, Mississippi Burning, 1988, and Unforgiven, 1992, for which he won his second Academy Award. Known for his professionalism and dedication, Gene became one of Hollywood's most respected actors, working with renowned directors and earning numerous awards. In 2004, Gene retired from acting to focus on writing, publishing several novels that further showcased his creative talent. Now, at 94 years old, Gene lives a quiet life in New Mexico, enjoying his retirement and reflecting on a career that spanned decades. His portrayal of Lex Luthor remains one of the defining performances in superhero cinema, and his legacy as an actor is firmly cemented as one of the greatest of his generation. Number 2. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was born on April 3, 1924, in Omaha, Nebraska. Raised in a tumultuous household, Brando found solace in acting at a young age, channeling his emotions into performances that would later redefine the craft of acting itself. He moved to New York City in the 1940s to study at the Actors Studio under Stella Adler, where he developed his signature method acting style. By the time he was cast as Jor-El in Superman, 1978, Brando was already an iconic figure in Hollywood. Known for groundbreaking performances in films like A Streetcar Named Desire, 1951, On the Waterfront, 1954, and The Godfather, 1972, which cemented his status as one of the greatest actors of all time. At 53 years old, Brando took on the role of Superman's biological father, Jor-El, a character that required gravitas and wisdom. In Superman, Brando's portrayal of Jor-El was brief but impactful, appearing primarily in the opening sequence on Krypton. His commanding presence set the tone for the movie, establishing the moral foundation for Superman's character. Jor-El's sacrifice to save his infant son from Krypton's destruction and his holographic mentorship later in the film gave the story its emotional depth. Brando brought a sense of authority and dignity to the role, making Jor-El both a father figure and a guiding light for Superman's journey. A fun fact about Brando's work on Superman is that he famously demanded an exorbitant salary for his minimal screen time, reportedly earning $3.7 million for just 20 minutes of footage. He also proposed some unconventional ideas during filming, including the suggestion that Jor-El could appear as a green suitcase, showcasing his eccentric approach to acting. Despite these quirks, Brando's star power added prestige to the film, attracting attention from audiences and critics alike. The role of Jor-El did not significantly impact Brando's career, as he was already a legend by the time he joined the Superman cast. However, it did reinforce his ability to elevate any project he participated in, no matter the genre. After Superman, Brando appeared in a mix of critically acclaimed and controversial projects, including Apocalypse Now, 1979, where his enigmatic performance as Colonel Kurtz further solidified his reputation as an acting genius. In his later years, Brando became more selective about his roles, often retreating from the public eye. Marlon Brando passed away on July 1, 2004, at the age of 80, leaving behind a legacy that revolutionized modern acting. To this day, he is celebrated as one of the most influential figures in cinema history. His portrayal of Jor-El, while a small part of his extensive career, remains a memorable contribution to the Superman saga, symbolizing the profound love and wisdom of a father who gave his son a chance to become a hero. Number 1. Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve was born on September 25, 1952, in New York City, to a family that valued education and the arts. His mother was a journalist, and his father was a teacher, providing a foundation of intellect and culture that would shape Christopher's outlook on life. Growing up in Princeton, New Jersey, Christopher developed a passion for the stage, performing in school plays and later studying drama at Cornell University. His dedication to acting led him to Juilliard, where he trained alongside Robin Williams, forming a lifelong friendship. By the time he was cast as Superman at 25 years old, Christopher had appeared in a few TV roles and films, but his career had yet to take off. His lean frame and classical acting training initially made him an unconventional choice for the role of Superman. However, he fully committed to transforming his body, gaining 30 pounds of muscle through intense training and embodying both the heroic strength of Superman and the awkward charm of Clark Kent. In Superman, 1978, Christopher Reeve delivered a dual performance that set the standard for superhero portrayals. As Superman, he exuded confidence, nobility, and kindness, creating a character who was both larger than life and deeply relatable. As Clark Kent, he brought humor and vulnerability, emphasizing the contrast between the two personas. His ability to switch seamlessly between the bumbling journalist and the powerful hero captivated audiences and added depth to the film's storytelling. A fun fact about Christopher's preparation is that he insisted on performing many of his stunts, including the iconic flying sequences, showcasing his dedication to authenticity. The role was transformative, turning Christopher into an overnight sensation and cementing his place as a cultural icon. However, the overwhelming success of Superman came with challenges. While he starred in acclaimed films like Somewhere in Time, 1980, and The Bostonians, 1984, Christopher found it difficult to escape the shadow of the superhero persona. Despite this, he never resented the role, embracing his association with the character and its ideals. Tragedy struck in 1995 when a horseback riding accident left Christopher paralyzed from the neck down. Instead of retreating from public life, he became a beacon of hope and resilience. His advocacy for spinal cord injury research and disability rights brought attention to important causes, and his personal strength inspired millions. Christopher wrote 2 memoirs, directed films, and founded the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, which continues to advance medical research and improve the lives of people with paralysis. His ability to overcome immense challenges while maintaining his optimism and sense of purpose mirrored the heroism of the character he played. Christopher passed away on October 10, 2004, at the age of 52, leaving behind a legacy that extends far beyond his iconic role as Superman. To this day, his portrayal remains the definitive version of the character, blending humanity, courage, and hope. Fans continue to celebrate his work, not just as an actor, but as a real-life hero who used his platform to make the world a better place. His life story is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of kindness, and the enduring impact one person can have. Christopher Reeve will always be remembered as both the man who made us believe a superhero could fly and the man who showed us that true strength comes from within. Now, it's your turn. What do you think about the cast of Superman 1978? Which story surprised you the most? And how do you feel they shaped the legacy of superhero films? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this dive into the past, make sure to give this video a like, hit subscribe for more fascinating stories, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Also, check out our latest video on the Titanic cast then and now. It's filled with even more incredible transformations and behind-the-scenes tales. See you in the next one.